Welcome along to your Saturday morning edition of In the Sheds as we look back on the Friday night fixtures of round number 25. Let's start at Headingley Stadium, shall we? Oh, the bookies got it very wrong. Who'd have thought it, eh? Hull FC have better odds of beating the Leeds Rhinos than the London Broncos have of beating Huddersfield Giants. You wouldn't have believe it, would you? I mean, Derek Beaumont coming out at full time saying that Hull FC have an embarrassment to the league. It's hard to disagree on this show. And the FC fans, of course, replying in kind, saying, well, look at how many kids we've got on. Actually, no. You only had 4. Come on. Balfour, Barron, Moy and Charles, I counted. Yes, they've only got 67 Super League appearances between them. But the bottom line is, let's take a look at who else you had on that field of play. I mean, you can't possibly go on and keep talking about the fact that you've got kids. Tumavara, SAS, who's been superb all season, averaging this one. Leigh Sow, he's having a shocker of a 2024, not helping the cause at all. Brad Fash, Jordan Lane, Jack Ashworth, the list goes on. There was more than enough quality on that field of play for Hull FC to have played better. Quite frankly, I agree with Derek Beaumont. It's embarrassing. 68 points to 6. They put the queue in the rack. The black and white fans deserve better. I don't care what anybody says. Really, really poor this from Hull FC. I mean, look, let's get into some detail. 15 completed sets. 15? That's just not simply good enough. 755 metres in the entire game. 755. I mean, shocking. 12 unforced errors, 40 missed tackles, another 2 yellow cards for Cartwright. I mean, come on, Cartwright, he's been brought in for next year. I mean, he's following on from the likes of Pele and Sow. I mean, they're lighting on at the end. I mean, quite simply, he wanted an early shower, let's call it. I mean, clearly, he wanted to get in there first and get first dabs on the soap. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. Not good enough at all from him on the night. As for Brad Arthur, well, he came out at the end of this game, and I think he knows, doesn't he? It was a training exercise. Let's be crystal clear on that one. I mean, yes, he's happy with their professionalism, but with Wigan and KR to come, big questions now are being asked. Where are Leeds really? We're about to find out in the coming days. Moments of the game. Sow on Sangare. Can somebody explain to me how that's not a yellow minimum based on what we've seen the last few weeks? I thought Leigh was very, very lucky, especially with his track record as well. Deary me. Let's get on to Leeds, shall we? Aledski back. That's a massive bonus for the Rhinos going into the playoffs. I know that people have got various views on Mikel Aledski, but for me, I think he's really important in goal forward. Yes, he can make the odd gaffer too, but I thought his pass out the back door for Cameron Smith. That's why we tune in. That's what rugby league football's all about. And have a little bit of that, Cameron's son. And, instead of tackling for a living, go and get yourself a try. Beautiful stuff from him. I thought Edgill, 4 tries from the lads, at least 3 of them took some scoring. Great composure for the young man. Really, really pleased for him. And on the topic of Edgill, Crofts pass. Crofts pass. I mean, DHL aren't that efficient. Let's be fair. What a ball from Brodie Croft for Edgill's hat-trick. Oh, outstanding. And I tell you what, I know who I'd want to be delivering me mail. It'd be Brodie. What a pass that was from Brodie Croft. A thing of genius from the young man. What's the implications of this? Well, quite simply now, Leeds Rhinos have a better points difference than Catalan and Salford. They're going to be in the top 6 at the end of round number 25. Yes, they've got 2 very difficult fixtures, but we know that the Leeds Rhinos can beat anybody on the day. Leeds now really give themselves a shot at playoff rugby league. As for the other side of the table, because of this thrashing that Hull FC have had, there's only 43 points separating them and the London Broncos at this moment in time. I mean, it might be that neither of these 2 teams win another game this year, but points difference gets London 11th spot. I mean, it's just fascinating, isn't it? But so poor this from Hull FC. Really feel for you black and white supporters who travel there this weekend. Quite simply, not good enough. Right, let's get into the 3-2-1. At Headingley Stadium, I'm going to give 3 points to Brodie Croft. I mean, it's a simple one. You put an average team in front of Brodie Croft, he's going to have a field day. 2 tries, 2 assists. He had 19 carries for 158 metres. He was all over the win for the Leeds Rhinos. And I think Leeds Rhinos fans will want that version of Brodie Croft in the next 2 rounds, because when he turns it on, he's a quality player, he's Brodie Croft, and he had an absolute field day against the black and white. We'll leave 2 points to James Bentley, not for the first time. He's in great form, James Bentley. Another 2 tries. I mean, you would argue they were both simple, but it's his work rate. Good indeed. He got another 143 metres in this game, did James Bentley from 22 carries. Really good. Solid performance from Bentley. And I'm going to give the 1 point to young Mr. Edgell on the wing. 4 tries, it's hard not to. Like I say, 3 of them for me took real composure to get him over the line. He had 6 tackles as well, which again, for such a small framed man on a pitch full of Goliaths, you've got to give him his due on that. 6 tackles, 4 clean breaks. He had a brilliant game, did young Alfie, on the edges. Many congratulations to him. Well, there you go, Headingley Stadium. Leeds Rhinos right in the mix of Hull FC. For me, deserving the wooden spoon this year. I'm sorry, Hull FC fans, but it'd be a tragedy if London finished bottom because, quite frankly, I think you deserve to. I think London have shown more heart, more pride, more passion this year than your team has. I think they've given the league better moments throughout the season. And I'm just going to call it straight. I call it straight. Not good enough. Is it embarrassing? Absolutely. Do you deserve better? 100%. Get in the comments, Hull FC fans. What are you really thinking about your team? And Leeds Rhinos fans, can you just do it yet again? Can you sneak yourselves into the playoffs? And have you seen enough from your team in the latter end of the season to suggest that once again you might have a tilt at Old Trafford from 6th or 5th? Over to you guys. Hull FC battered at Headingley 68 points to 6. Time to now go over to the jungle. The Castleford Tigers 14, Leigh Leopards 34. Leigh get the job done at the jungle. And why? Because as I said in the week in my preview, they were down the middle. That's right, the pack to be feared was back once again, and they delivered 3 tries and assists, 475 metres, 12 tackleables between them, and it allowed the outside backs and the half backs to have a field day. Amon, Asiata, Holton, Mulhern, O'Donnell. Oh, yes. Outstanding performances from the middle unit of the Leigh Leopards in this one. That's 5 wins now on the spin, 9 wins in the last 10. The Leopards are back, and the league has been put firmly on notice, ladies and gentlemen. 8 minutes in, and Kai O'Donnell showed his quality once again, just schmoozing down the field like he does. Another ball from Lachlan Lamb. I mean, dearie me, you Leopards fans, you're going to miss Big Kai next year. This yet again another reason why he will be in the conversation for that second row berth in 2024's Dream Team. I mean, there's a lot of contenders, isn't there? Junior Nsemba, Klepi Kai O'Donnell. It's going to be very interesting to see who gets those 2 jerseys, but O'Donnell is right in the mix. I'm absolutely confident about that. Josh Charlie scoring a Josh Charlie try. We've seen this many a time, and Ryan Hall can feel him breathing down his neck. Oh, yes, okay. Beautiful coming back in on the inside, put the afterburners on, in he goes. I mean, I think Castleford will be a bit disappointed with the defensive efforts for both the O'Donnell and the Charlie try, but you can't take anything past the 2 Leigh Leopards men. Outstanding stuff. I was pleased for Corey Hall getting his try. Like Corey Hall, I think he's got a future in the game. Just got to get his game smarts going a little bit, but I was pleased for him. But then, of course, no sooner have Castleford scored. Oh, Brad Dwyer, what a shot on Mustafa. I mean, it was as devastating as Scar on a cliff edge, wasn't it? Let's be clear on that. And of course, it allowed a Mo, not Penny, to go in. And on that note, Stuart Pike, how would you like to be called a carp? Deary me, not good enough at all, I have to say, in commentary. I mean, he did it again. Oh, like I say, shocking, absolutely shocking piece of commentary. That, come on, got to be better than that, Mr. Pike. As I say, how would you like to be called by another name of a fish? Anyway, then, of course, the clothesline came in. What a clothesline. Not seen WrestleMania 6 and the Ultimate Warrior. Have we seen a clothesline so devastating? Gareth O'Brien took a big one there, didn't he? And then a beautiful moment of quality. Oh, the reverse ball from John Asiata to Tom Amon. Oh, yes, that's what we go to see. Superb, absolutely superb. I'm going, oh, no, I'm going this way. No, I'm just going to flick it back on the inside. And there goes Big Tom for his second try of the game. Another player that we're going to miss in Super League next season, Tom Amon. What a player he is. He is incredible, isn't he? Fantastic. What a feast for the eyes. I do love a good pass, as you know. But now, of course, it's time for the Leopards to show, are they really made of that solid stuff? 2 really strong finishing games at the LSV on the horizon for them, of course. For me, every possibility they could finish now in the top 4. I'd have to say that. I think they could. KR. And then the Saints. I think the Saints one they'll fancy. I really do. But it's going to be very interesting indeed to see how the Leigh Leopards go over the course of the next 2 rounds. And like I said, if they could knock off 2 wins there, the confidence that the Leigh Leopards will be going into the playoffs, well, quite frankly, that will be astounding. And if they can get into 4th and a home game at the LSV to start that off, well, good luck is all I'm going to say, because at this moment in time, nobody wants to face the Be The Raw gang. Oh, no. As for the Casford Tigers, well, come on. Let's give them a lot of credit this season. And, this was a really good contest, I have to say. When you look right across the statistics of this game, there was very little in it, actually. The completion rate was very similar. The run ball meters were very, very similar. The errors, yes, believe it or not, Leigh made 10 to Casford's 5. Yeah, I mean, it was a really, really close game in part. Castleford certainly were far more competitive than what we saw delivered by FC at Headingley Stadium. So, like I say, I think Craig Lingard will be very satisfied with how this season has gone. I think he's done a sterling job down there at the Jungle, and he deserves a lot of credit for the way in which he's done it this year. So many congratulations to Craig. Up for them in their last 2 games. Of course, they've got the Saints, and then they've got the Huddersfield Giants. So again, they probably look at that Huddersfield game and think they might just get themselves another win. Well, I think the Saints one will probably maybe be a bit more tougher based on the fact that Saints are getting their players back. Right, before we end this episode of In the Sheds with our 3-2-1, Paul McShane bowed out at the Jungle. I, for one, on behalf of all the Super League Raw watchers and all the people a part of our membership and everybody who follows us across our social media, want to pay tribute to Paul McShane. What a great pro he has been for the Castleford Tigers, the 2020 Man of Steel. He has been sensational for that club. I mean, what an unbelievable ambassador for the Castleford Tigers and for the game of rugby league. He's always handled himself with great dignity. I think he's been arguably one of the best hookers of his generation, and he deserves nothing but our respect. We wish him well in his retirement. And Paul, thanks for the memories. Thanks for putting your body on the line for our entertainment over the years. Right, let's get into the 3-2-1 at the Jungle. And of course, 3 points goes to Big Tom and Moan. Oh, yes, 2 wonderful tries. But it's his all-round game. He's a quality player. He really, really is. His tackling's in there time and time again. His ball running meters, his tackle bust. I mean, Tom, what a player. We really are going to miss you. Outstanding. 2 points I'm going to give to Ricky Latelli again. Another brilliant performance from Latelli. It's his run meters for me. It's the work he does for the side. 16 carries, 184 meters. Real good from him. Like I say, I could have given it to a few more of the pack members, but I've decided to give one to the outside backs, and the one that shone for me was Ricky Latelli. And the 1 point I'm going to give yet again to Frankie Holton, who I think has been brilliant for the Leigh Leopards. He really, really has, especially over the last couple of weeks. Had a good game last week as well. He's backed it up again this week. I mean, when they brought him back from KR, everybody looked at that. He had real unlucky last year with his injuries. He's come back flying. Really pleased for Frankie Holton. He gets my point. 31 tackles in D, 110 meters from Frankie as well. 4 tackle busts in the game. Well done, Mr. Holton. Fully deserving of a point. Do you agree with 3-2-1? Pay your tribute to Paul McShane in the chat. Castleford Tigers fans, are you happy with your 2024 season? Leigh Leopards, can you finish in that 4th place? Do you now believe that you can get to Old Trafford 2024? I bet you do. Get in the chat. Let us know. That's pretty much how it went down at the Jungle. A very, very good, solid win. Yes, they've won the series. They have won the series of the Leigh Leopards now. 1-2, drew 1 against the Castleford Tigers, 34 points to 14 at the Jungle. We now go to the big one at the Brick Community Stadium. The Wigan Warriors 24, Hull KR 20, and Super League and Rugby League were the winner at the Brick Community Stadium. Oh, yes, it didn't disappoint, did it? Lots of quality tries on show. This was a brilliant game of Rugby League that, let's be fair, KR probably won it twice, didn't they? Let's be crystal clear on that. But then back came the Warriors to secure a famous 2 points and go back to the summit of the Betfred Super League with just 2 to play. What a game this one was. I mean, there's no doubt the 2 yellow cards, they made the big difference in this game for Hull KR. They were in the box seat time and time again in this game with the 2 yellow cards. I thought the Burgess one was a bit unfortunate. The Whitbread one, I mean, come on, by standards that we've seen, I mean, I think a lot of KR fans would be happy that was given as a yellow, and some will be arguing it wasn't even a yellow. And this is the argument that we have. What is he supposed to do? I don't know. I really, really don't know. The first play of its contact, he's already committed to the challenge. And of course, the second contact, yes, it is with the shoulder, but what is he supposed to do? That word intent comes back again. It's a massive grey area at this moment in time. But like I say, we saw red cards last week for the same thing. I think Whitbread there got away with one, if I'm being perfectly honest on that basis, albeit me personally, I just say, what is he supposed to do? Yellow probably about right. That's where I'd like to see it. I wouldn't want to see it as a red anyway. That's where I do see it, but I do question what is he supposed to do. And that's when the damage was done. The damage was done when those players were off the field. Let's be fair. Wigan Warriors got away with one here because 13 on 13, KR were by far and away the better side, but they haven't won at the Brit community since 2021. They're still searching for that win. But as Willie Peters said at full time, they're looking over the shoulders of the Wigan Warriors, and they have to look over the shoulder to the champions. There's a lot of teams this year that have put up good performances against Wigan, and I think we're in for a very exciting playoff period, regardless of who wins the league leaders shield. I must be honest about that. And I'd say, from a KR perspective, this is for me a painful lesson that it's not how you start, it's how you finish at the back end of the stadium, both within games, but also in terms of your momentum. And I think KR need to learn that. It's something that all teams need to learn. Wigan have made a living out of it. We know that the Wigan Warriors, as Greg always says, just know how to get the job done. And they pinched the pockets of KR last night. This game had everything, did it? Tries of absolute genius. Oh, yes. Oh, Bevan French. What a try. Mikey Lewis, beautiful. That's what we're talking about. Quality rugby league. It had everything this game. Absolutely outstanding. It even had touchdowns. I mean, the Miskey try, the Marshall try. Oh, yeah, that belongs in the NFL. Interceptions of potency. Wardle and Hickey going off down the field of play. Brutal hits. Kalepi Tanginoa comes to mind on that one. And don't care what anybody says. I think I'd have stayed down. Perfectly legal challenge. Don't get me wrong. But what a hit from Kalepi Tanginoa on Abbas Miskey. And yes, folks, I would have stayed down on that. No doubt whatsoever. It had a bit of everything, this. It really, really did. Some really, really good tries. I thought, like I say, the Lewis try. I mean, Mikey, yet again, how he puts the brakes on so much. I mean, if I'm a car company, I'd be getting him in to improve their braking efficiency, because he doesn't know how to put the brakes on, doesn't he? Superb. Off he goes in a different direction. And, of course, then makes a fool out of Field and Co. Unbelievable try, that one, from him. I thought the composure of Petter Hickey, who ran out of gas, really did run out of gas, didn't he? But to have the mindset to just slip the ball back in on the inside for Joe Burgess to go and get that score, I thought that was really nice. I thought Matt Parcell was the difference early doors for Hull KR. I thought his opening 20-25 minutes was typical Matt Parcell. Took his try well, scurrying from dummy half, made it really difficult for the Wigan Warriors. I thought he had another standout game as well, did Matty Parcell. Really, really good. As for the Wigan Warriors, like I say, it's all about French. I mean, there was two things, wasn't there, that happened in the game. It was that scurry right from right to left. And I think it might have been the Marshall, the first Marshall try, that one. Was it Marshall? Oh no, it might have been Junior Nsemba. My apologies. I think it was the Junior Nsemba try, where he comes right across the line, doesn't he, and passes it out, and Nsemba goes in for an easy score. Again, Bevan French just eyes up rugby league, and then his try. A lot of talk on the WhatsApp group. He is the only box office player in Super League. Let's be fair. There's Bevan French and then the rest. This kid is just incredible. Don't get me wrong. I think Mikey Lewis is going in that direction. I think if Mikey continues to develop at the rate that he's doing at the moment, Mikey's got box office in him, but not as consistently as Bevan French. He's been doing it now for many, many years. And I think even though French will not be man of steel, and we all agree he's the superstar. He is the best player in Super League, but he's not man of steel. Man of steel is about consistency. Bevan's been out a lot this season. It will be, for me, Mikey Lewis. I'll be very surprised if it isn't Mikey Lewis, based on the fact, I think it was him and Dufty for me going toe-to-toe for that, based on their consistency this season. But with Dufty's absence now, I think Lewis may pick up just enough points over the next couple of rounds to make sure that it's his in 2024. One thing's for certain, folks. Junior Nsemba is the young player of the year. There could be no argument about that. This was another performance that was quite simply breathtaking. I mean, is there a more complete player than Junior Nsemba? And that's a big call for an 18-year-old. But you know where he's going. He's got everything. He's got size. He's got mobility. He's got good D. He can tackle bust. He can score tries. He's a game changer. He's an incredible player, is Junior Nsemba. I called it last year. Go back on previous In the Sheds from 2023. Go and see what we had to say about Junior Nsemba. I called it. Of him and Delaney. There was a lot of talk about who was better, Delaney and Nsemba. It's not even a conversation. Junior Nsemba is the real deal. Called up for England this week. Rightly so. For me, has to be a part of the team going forward. What a player Junior Nsemba is. And on that topic, man of the match, Patrick Mago. Come on, behave yourself, Sky. Not good enough. And there were a couple of Wigan fans who were in love with Patrick Mago, saying, "Oh, Patrick deserved it. Come on, behave yourselves. Behave yourselves." You don't. Yes, 14 minutes, impact player, no doubt about it. In that 14 minutes, did he make some bruising runs? Yes, he did. But come on, folks, 48 meters for 7 carries, 4 tackle busts. That it? Pace 14 minutes. Compare that to my man of the match, Junior Insemba, who got his try. 25 tackles to Mago's 2. He got 6 tackle buffs to Mago's 4. 15 carries, 136 metres. It's an embarrassment that that player didn't get the just desserts that he deserved. He was man of the match. Junior, my man, you for me, 3 points all day long, fully deserving. You and Wardle, who got 2. Massive difference in this game. Like I say, Bevan French, outstanding. Moments of absolute genius in there. But it wasn't just about Bevan French. It was also about what was going on around him. There was 3 players for me that made sure that Wigan had a chance of winning that game. Yes, individual brilliance from Bevan French really did play a part, but there were 3 players that ground in right the way through the game that made the difference. And Semba was one, Wardle was another. Wardle, for me, great try assist, but again, interceptions, length of the field runs, really, really good. Jake Wardle in this game, 162 metres from 12 carries, 6 tackles, 3 clean breaks. Wardle on that left edge, absolutely outstanding on Friday night. Deserves the accolades, deserves the 2 points. And if we're going to give a point to somebody who's in one of the prop forward positions, again, it weren't Patrick Mago. It's the man who's been doing it all season, Luke Thompson. Luke Thompson, again, a Goliath of a performance at prop forward. 45 tackles in this game, 45 tackles in the game, and 16 carries for 122 metres. Nobody tackled more than Luke Thompson on Friday night. Both sides of the ball, great minutes, great contribution. That's what we look for here at Super League Raw. Luke Thompson, outstanding. 1 point for him, 3 for Nsemba, 2 for Wardle, 1 for Thompson. Yes, Bevan French, moments of quality. Did they have a massive impact on the game? Yes, they did. Patrick Mago, 14 minutes of bruising runs, no doubt about it. But what about 80-minute performances? What about players that are in the grind, that give you the chance, to earn the chance of getting a win? That's what Super League Raw look for in the sheds. That's what we look for when we give our 3-2-1s. Happy days indeed. Do you agree with that? Do you not agree with that? Wigan Warriors, can they now be toppled at the top of Super League? Is that KR's chance gone? Or in a season of ups and downs, and let's be fair, Wigan have had some shockers. FC's picked them off this year. What more do you need to know? I mean, can Wigan hang on for that league leaders? Don't forget, the points difference still in the favour of Hull KR. So if Wigan do slip and KR can win their last 2 games, it is still very much game on for KR. Or from a KR's perspective now, would you want Willie Peters to maybe look at making sure that you maintain that second position, but also, if in the last game you can do so, rest a few players, give up on the shield, and just get your troops more refreshed, ready for the playoffs? What's your thoughts, Robins fans? Get in the chat. There you go. Another edition of In the Sheds done and dusted. All the Friday night games done. Lots to talk about in there. Lots of controversy. A lot of yellow cards to discuss. Get in the chat, but do it respectfully. We can disagree respectfully, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep the banter fun and enjoyable for all on our Facebook feeds, etc. That's been In the Sheds for the Friday night fixtures. We will be back tomorrow to look over today's 2 fixtures, of course, and they are 2 mouthwaterers, aren't they? Enjoy your rugby league this Saturday. We'll be back tomorrow. Bye for now, folks.